Okay, here we go. Nice, very good. Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much.
And Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nice to
Thank
see
you
you.
so much. We are
Yeah.
feeling so happy after having Jagannath in our home.
Nice, nice, very good, very
Yeah.
good. Alrighty. Okay, so we will get started, and I'll start the recording as well. All right, here we go. So we'll light the lamp. Start with the customary lighting of the lamp. Om Kravyadam Agnim Pranomidurum Yamarajam Gachatu Rip Pravaha. So just 1 minute. So here's the lamp. Lit the lamp. Offer the customary prayer. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurinmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Translation: I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and by the sweetest graces of my spiritual master, my darkened eyes were opened with the salve of love in the form of transcendental knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances, gratitude, and homage to him. Hare Krishna. So, today we're going to do something a little different, but really very nice. As usual, because people join us at different times, there's one more person joining us right now. Some of the people watching this video may watch this for the first time, be seeing this for the very first time. Welcome, Coach Nathan, Nanda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we're chanting on beads. This is called a bead bag. And inside the bead bag are what we call chanting beads. And this is an example of chanting beads like that, 108 beads. And if you watch the first 3 videos in this series, the series started on July the 23rd. And so practically almost a month now since we've been doing this. Actually, on this Saturday will be the completion of the first month, today being Wednesday. So when we chant the mantras, I'm going to quickly show you the mantras that we chant. And again, go back to those videos because that's where you will see how we chant these mantras. Here's the sheet that shows, here's the document that shows the mantras that we chant. And there are 3 mantras there. The first and the third are the ones that we do a whole set of 108 on the beads. The first one says Gaura Nityananda. The third one says Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The middle one, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, is actually a mantra that we start the chanting with. So the first bead, we chant that mantra, and then on the same first bead, we start whichever set of mantras we're doing, whether it's the first one or the third one. The first one we do as the first full round, and then again as the last full round. And in the middle is full rounds of the third mantra. It could be 1 round, it could be more. For those of us who are initiated, we take vows of chanting 16 rounds a day. Some do more, some do a little less than that, who are not initiated. And even those who are not initiated, some of them do more than 16 rounds. I know a professor at University of Texas in Dallas. He's a very senior professor there in a PhD program, and he chants 80 rounds a day. So, I mean, that's a lot of rounds. So then the second document I show is a document that talks about the, let me bring that up. here. Okay. So the second document is a document that talks about the compelling outcomes, benefits, and emotional triumphs of chanting the holy name. And the document, as you see, can start with saying, "Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna," which can, and then give 7 major compelling outcomes, benefits, and emotional triumphs, like that. So all victory means everything, even beyond the 7, more than the 7. It covers everything. There's nothing left when it says all victory. So chanting of the holy names of Krishna is very powerful. Chanting the holy names of God is very powerful. God has many names, Krishna being a principal name. There are other principal names as well, like Jehovah, Christ, Allah, Buddha, Ram, Vishnu, names like that. There is only one God, and he has many names. Krishna is a name that's spoken of in the scriptures, the Holy Scriptures, the oldest known Holy Scriptures to mankind, dating back a little around 6,000 years ago in written form, but in oral form going back many billions of years. And actually, if we really study the history going back many trillion years, that's with a T. That's a really long amount of time. So Krishna means that God is all attractive. And in that all attraction is contained all qualities that you can ever imagine. Each of the other names means something. Like, for example, again, Christ means all attractive. Allah means the most merciful, like that. Vishnu means the all auspicious. So different names have different meanings, like that, all describing the same Lord. Okay, then the third document that I've been reading from is the one that describes the 10 offenses to be avoided while chanting. And now you see that on the screen. And so we've spoken about those 10 offenses and why we must avoid them. Go back to those videos and watch them, because we really want to move on. These sessions only last half an hour. So we really got to move quickly so that you get that extra information that helps you become very confident and convinced that chanting the holy names of the Lord is not only essential, but practically the only process in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Actually, it's described as the only process in the scriptures, same scriptures. So today, what we're going to talk about, yesterday we spoke about the 10th offense, and today what we're going to speak about is how the holy name protects us, how it gives us a shield. In Sanskrit, the word used is kavacha, spelled Kavacha, kavacha. It means it's a protective shield around us. And I'm going to actually show that document to you first, and then you can actually read along with me, and then I'll speak about it. So let me hit share. And let me go to the document I'm talking about. Okay, here is the document. I'm just wondering if it's going to show up. Get out of here again, go back and hit share. And this time it shows up. Very good. So you see this document on the screen now. It's actually from a website. I'm scrolling. It's from the Srimad Bhagavatam. SB stands for Srimad Bhagavatam. 6 stands for Canto 6. The chapter is chapter 8, and the chapter is entitled The Narayana Kavacha Shield. So you can see the word Kavacha doesn't have the H after the C. because in Sanskrit, when they have a C, it pronounces as cha, like CH, like that. But when you spell it out for English speakers, for those who speak in English, we say Kavacha. So it's the Narayan Kavacha shield. Narayan is the name of God, God the controller. God has two features, the controller feature and the lover feature. The lover feature is known as Krishna, which is more attractive, and the Narayan feature is the controller feature, which is like very powerful, can only be overcome by love, nothing else like that. So, welcome, Nancy. Nancy.
Hare Krishna.
So we're describing from the Srimad Bhagavatam today about how the holy name actually protects us. So this is the verse I want to read from, and you can at some point when you're on YouTube freeze the document and read it as I scroll like that, but I want to read the translation today. The translation says, "May the glorification of the transcendental name, form, qualities, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Personality of Godhead protect us from the influence of bad planets, meteors, envious human beings, serpents, scorpions, and animals like tigers and wolves. May it protect us from ghosts and the material elements like earth, water, fire, and air. And may it also protect us from lightning and our past sins. We are always afraid of these hindrances to our auspicious life. Therefore, may they all be completely destroyed by the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra." And that was what you saw as the third mantra on the document that says Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
So here, the Krishna is spelled a little differently, as you can see it. This is the Sanskrit way of writing Krishna. The dot under the R says that this R is pronounced as Re. The dot under the S says that the S is pronounced as Sha, S-H. And the N has a dot underneath it, means that the N is a strong N. It's a very dominant N, like that, Krishna, like that. So, so basically, you can see here that when we chant the holy names of the Lord, what we are doing is we're glorifying the Lord. We're calling out his holy names, but that calling out of the holy names is an expression of love. And to glorify means to love. So when you chant the holy names of the Lord, when you sing the holy names of the Lord, when you call out the holy names of the Lord, that is glorification. And the name of the Lord is transcendental. The reason it is transcendental is that it doesn't conform to the laws of material nature. It goes beyond the laws of material nature. It goes beyond the senses, the mind, the intelligence, and the false ego. That's why it's called transcendental. It transcends these. So these names are transcendental. When we take the name of Krishna, we are directly invoking the presence of Krishna. When you take the name of Hare, Hare is the vocative form of the name of Krishna's divine energy, eternal energy. And the divine energy is female in nature, and the principal name given to that divine energy is Radha. And when spoken in the vocative form, is said to be Hare. So Hare is Radharani's name, is the name of Lord, the Lord's energy that is called the internal potency, the internal pleasure potency. Is as much Lord as the energetic form of the Lord. Krishna is the energetic, and Hare is the energy. There is no meaning to energetic without energy, and there's no meaning to energetic. There's no meaning to energy without energetic, both ways. No meaning to energetic without energy, and no meaning to energy without energetic. And when we say the name, the form actually also develops. Then you see the qualities, and then the paraphernalia means those aspects of the Lord, like his place and things like that, that actually show up all the things that are in the Lord's life show up like that. We call it paraphernalia of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these actually protect us from the influence of bad planets. Now, what does bad planets mean? What does a bad planet mean? It means basically that there's some planets in our system. For each and every one of us, we are ruled by planets in particular ways based on our time of birth, place of birth, and date of birth. And so some of those planets actually work against us in ways that we don't like them to work against us, and therefore considered bad planets. Otherwise, there's no such thing as a bad planet. Every planet has pros and cons. But this is overcoming the cons, overcoming the bad part of that planet when it affects any one of us in any particular way. Meteors are also considered inauspicious because somebody else come in. Welcome, Sudarshani Mataji. We're talking about the influence, how the holy name gives us protection, forms a kavacha, a protective shield that actually protects us from, we're just talking about the influence of bad planets. Meteors are also not auspicious. And the reason they're not auspicious is because they actually are a planet that is in the motion of dying, like that, or in some way disappearing. And so meteors are not considered to be auspicious. In fact, in Vedic understanding, it is said that one should not be looking at meteors because it's not good for one's auspicious being. Of course, envious human beings are always causing problems to us. People are envious of us. They cause us unhappiness, miseries, difficulties. Serpents are example of serpents. Snakes actually are also one more person coming in. Welcome, Padarvin Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. And then scorpions. These are creatures that actually can be very harmful. And animals like tigers and wolves, because the Vedas refer to life in a way that actually refer to the world as a forest, a very big forest. And so these terms also have allegorical meanings, meaning there are people who are like tigers and wolves, scorpions and serpents, like that, in our lives. And so the holy name protects us from all of these. Also protects us from ghosts. Ghosts are creatures that gave up their life when they had a form, for one reason or another, committed suicide, gave it up in a way that was not meant to be done. One should never end one's own life. Life is meant for great outcomes, benefits and emotional triumphs. And so if we squander that life, then we're given bodies that are without that form, and those are called ghostly bodies. But then these ghosts start haunting other people because they want to eat and drink. They can't eat and drink because they don't have a body to eat and drink, so they inhabit other people's bodies and use them vicariously to do what they want to do. But then, in the meantime, they cause a lot of problems in the body of the person that they inhabit, and therefore it says, protect us from ghosts. And material elements like earth, water, fire, and air, everything in this world is made of these 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And so these elements can cause us issue as well. Earth can cause an issue, for example, in the case of places where there are holes in the earth, they can cause health issues. In fact, we can scientifically show that if there are holes in your yard in certain locations, you will get cancer. You will get certain type of diseases. And these have been scientifically proven to be true. Water, obviously, meaning a flood or tsunami, can cause a lot of problems, and fire can be very devastating. Air also. We have hurricanes and other such elemental movements of air that can cause, right now, for example, we have a great heat dome over the United States of America. So the air is very hot, and that can cause a lot of misery. And may also protect us from lightning and our past sins. Lightning obviously can be very devastating if you're hit by lightning. Very little chance that you'll survive. Some people do, but it's a very little chance. It's very, very powerful. The bolt is very powerful. Of course, even if it hits around us, our house or something can cause a lot of damage. And of course, our past sins are always causing us hindrances in our lives, because sins bring about misery. They bring about hindrances that stop us from achieving what we want to achieve. And hence, we practice religious principles to overcome those sins. And here is one example that when we glorify the holy name, the transcendental name, form, qualities, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Lord, this gives us protection from our past sins. We are always afraid of these hindrances to our auspicious life. Therefore, may they all be completely destroyed by the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And you might remember when we were speaking about the offenses, in the seventh offense, we say, seventh offense is to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy names. So now that this is going to completely destroy all of these hindrances, sins, etc., we shouldn't be chanting so that we can continue doing those things, continue creating more hindrances and more sins. That's the seventh offense. And the eighth offense is to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activity. One of those fruitive activities is that we want to be protected from our past sins, from hindrances. But that's not the purpose of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It will do it, but that's not its purpose. Its purpose, the purpose of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, is for us to directly communicate, be in communion with the Supreme Lord. That is the purpose. So then, to consider the chanting of the holy name or chanting Hare Krishna for the purpose that these other side benefits are there is actually considered an offense in itself. So obviously, we should not chant with the view that we're chanting so that we can overcome our past sins, we can overcome these hindrances. That's not why we're chanting. Those are side effects. Let them happen on their own. And whether they happen or don't happen doesn't matter to us. What matters to us is that we increased our love for the Lord. We progressed towards having complete love for the Lord, which is the ultimate purpose of life. Which, when we read the 10th offense, we saw that any devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava, means a follower of God, must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success of life, which is Krishna Prema, which means love of God, like that. So, and then I wanted to show you the next verse that also is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, same chapter. And so here is that verse that now you can see on the screen. And in this verse, we can see that it says, may the Supreme Personality of God's holy names, his transcendental forms, his carriers, and all the weapons decorating him as personal associates protect our intelligence, protect our senses, protect our mind and life here from all dangers. Purport means an explanation, an unpacking of what is said in the translation. The purport says, written by our founder, who is considered a great spiritual preceptor, is a great spiritual preceptor, not just considered. He says, there are various associates of the transcendental personality of Godhead, and his weapons and carrier are among them. In the spiritual world, nothing is material. sword, the bow, the club, the disc, and everything decorating the personal body of the Lord are spiritual living force. Therefore, the Lord is called Advaya Jnana, indicating there is no difference between him and his names, his forms, his qualities, his weapons, and so on. Anything pertaining to him is in the same category of spiritual existence. They are all engaged in the service of the Lord in varieties of spiritual forms. So when you go back to the spiritual world, there is a person who is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. His name is Harinam Prabhu. His consort, her name is Vidyavadu. So Hare and Krishna both have their forms as Radha and Krishna, but also their forms as Vidyavadu and Harinam. In the same way, the Bhagavatam which we are reading from is a person in the spiritual world. And that person is directly Krishna and also directly Srimad Bhagavatam, two forms of the same person. The Lord can do that. He can multiply himself in many forms. And both of them are equally Krishna, equally the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we're really reading, when we're reading from this text, we're reading from the Supreme Lord himself. And there is nothing more powerful than that. If you're hearing directly from the Supreme Lord himself, whatever he's saying is the supreme absolute truth and will have amazing effect on us. So this is why we should read the Srimad Bhagavatam every day. And actually in our program, in the mornings at 6 o'clock in the morning, Coach Nathan that you see who is with us right now, also known to us very lovingly as Nanda Braja Prabhu, Coach Nanda, sometimes we call him, actually reads every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning for half an hour. So you can, join that. And you can see that on Smile in the WhatsApp groups, the Smile WhatsApp group. You will see him posting that he's coming on, just like I post that I'm coming on at 8 o'clock in the night, like that. So here we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, but it's talking about the holy name. And our program here, the one that we do now at 8 o'clock, is called the Japa and Kirtan program. So from this, we can see there is nothing more powerful than the Supreme Lord who comes as the holy name. He comes as the Srimad Bhagavatam. And if we associate with this, we're reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, you're chanting Hare Krishna. When you're chanting Hare Krishna, you're reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, because it's the same person. In one case, coming in the form of sound, and in the other one, coming in the form of words. And of course, when you speak the words, they become sound. And when you take the sound, it becomes knowledge. It is knowledge. There are 108 beads because those 108 beads represent 108 Upanishads. Upanishads is spelled Upanishads. Upanishads. These Upanishads, 108 Upanishads, represent all of the knowledge of the world. So each bead represents one Upanishad. So you're getting direct knowledge by chanting on the bead. And also each of the beads represents a very powerful representative of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as a gopi. And of these 108 beads, there are 8 beads that are known as the Astasakhi, which means the principal gopis, the 8 principal gopis. But the 108 gopis are themselves principal as well, because there are millions and millions and millions of gopis. But 108 of them actually are the principal gopis, and amongst them, 8 are their leaders, like that. So each of those gopis gives us mercy and gives us understanding. It's just like when you go to a university, some professor is teaching you about the subject that you've gone to learn. So these gopis are like they are spiritual masters, not that they are spiritual masters. They teach us, they guide us in ways that are way beyond our imagination. You cannot imagine how powerful their guidance, their teaching, their mentoring, their coaching is happening when you're chanting on the beads. So this chanting on the beads is a very, very extraordinary program, actually way beyond extraordinary. Only word that one can use that comes close to what the real meaning is the word transcendental. Means it transcends everything. It transcends the mind, transcends intelligence. It transcends wisdom. It transcends knowledge. It transcends everything. Only thing it doesn't transcend is transcendental love. So that's incredible. This is the incredible love the Lord has for us, that He gave us this opportunity to chant on beads like that. These beads are made of tulsi. Tulsi is a plant that represents a very amazing gopi in the spiritual world whose name is Vrinda. Tulsi is spelled Tulasi. Vrinda is spelled Vrinda. Therefore, we say Vrindavana. Vana means forest, the forest of Vrinda. The whole forest is covered by her trees, and also all other manifestations that become part of the paraphernalia that will be used in the drama. Because in the spiritual world, everything is a huge drama, the drama of love, where every word is a song and every step a dance. So this is a very amazing culture that we're talking from. It's a culture that is so powerful and so beautiful that we can't but feel happiness and bliss. Not just happiness and bliss, but complete happiness and bliss. So thank you very much. As I said, these programs actually are meant to go on for half an hour. So I'm coming back on the screen. And I'm going to ask if any of you have anything you'd like to ask or say. I'll be very happy to answer any questions or speak about anything you'd like to speak about. Go ahead, Arik.
You caught me off guard on that fifth element there. I hadn't heard of it before, ether, but during the time it appears that it represents a spiritual world. I looked it up while you were talking. Can you expand just shortly what ether is supposed to be?
Ether represents the sky. It represents the sky. So what happens is the sky, yes, has air in it, no doubt about it, but it's not just air. It's an element that goes beyond air, because air is not as subtle as the sky is. Everything goes from earth, water, fire, air, ether. Earth is the most perceptible of them all, in the sense that it's something that you can feel, you can smell, you can touch, right? And then fire becomes a little more, water becomes a little more subtle, because in the case of water, you don't smell water. Notice? You touch it, you feel it, you taste it, which you can do with earth as well, right? But you don't sort of, you can't hear water really. Of course, it rustles. You can hear the rustling of water. So you can hear it in that sense, but you don't actually smell it. Shouldn't have any smell. If it has smell, that means that water is not pure. Now, more subtle than the water is fire, right? Fire is even more, because in the case of fire, you cannot taste fire, right? Nobody tastes fire. You'll burn your tongue. That's what it'll do to you. So you'll taste your burnt tongue, but you won't be tasting fire. You see what I'm saying? And then air becomes even more subtle than that, right? Because in the case of air, you can feel it, but you can't smell it, you can't taste it, you can't, hear it. Of course, it moves, its movement can be heard, but you can't hear air on its own. Air around you you don't hear it, right? And then sky, it's there, but you can't taste it, you can't touch it, you can't hear it, you see what I'm saying? It becomes even more subtle. So it goes from very gross to the most subtle. So sky element is the most subtle element in the 5 elements of which everything in this world is constructed. Everything has in it earth, water, fire, and ether. For example, in our body, there's earth, water, fire, and ether. Ether brings about the smell from the earth. It brings out, when it touches earth, it creates a smell. So that's how smell comes. You see what I'm saying? So like that. So that's what ether is. Think of it as the sky. Just the sky. It is the sky. Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, if you look up to the sky, you think that's where the spiritual world is somewhere, right? It's out there somewhere, up there. The spiritual world is all around us, but it's a different dimension. So we're in the material dimension, and once we become spiritualized, we also feel the spiritual dimension again. And we go back to the spiritual dimension. Then when we go back to Goloka Vrindavan, we're back in the transcendental dimension. That's the highest of all dimensions. In the spiritual dimension, the highest dimension is Goloka Vrindavan. Like that. Thank you. Anybody else has anything you'd like to ask or say? If not, thank you all very much. I really appreciate your attending. And tomorrow, same time at 8 o'clock, we'll meet again and speak about Japa and Kirtan so that we become more enthused to actually chant the holy names of the Lord, sing the holy names of the Lord, and dance and feast simultaneously also with it. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you.